Let's talk about safety and behavior on the golf course, because here's the thing. Golf might look like a leisurely walk in the park, but it's actually a sport where small white missiles are flying around at 100 miles an hour, where people are swinging metal clubs with tremendous force, and where a moment of inattention can result in someone getting seriously hurt. I've seen it happen. I actually saw someone lose their front teeth by getting hit with a golf club. The good news is that golf injuries are relatively rare when people follow basic safety protocols. The bad news is that when safety rules get ignored, the consequences can be severe. So let's make sure you know how to keep yourself and everyone around you safe while still enjoying the game. First and most important, never, ever, ever hit a golf ball when there's a chance of hitting another person. I don't care if you think you can't reach them. I don't care if they're 150 yards away and you've never hit a ball more than 150 yards in your life. I don't care if you're just trying to hit a little chip shot. If there are people anywhere in the direction you're aiming, you wait. Golf balls are harder than you think. They travel faster than you expect, and they can seriously injure someone. A golf ball to the head can cause concussions, fractures, or worse. It's just not worth the risk ever. So how do you know when it's safe to hit? Simple rule. The group ahead of you needs to be completely clear of your target area and beyond the range of your longest possible shot. Not your average shot, not your typical shot, but the longest shot you could possibly hit if you absolutely crush the ball. And here's something most beginners don't think about. Golf balls don't always go where you're aiming. That shot you're trying to hit straight down the fairway might slice into the next fairway where other people are playing. Always be aware of adjacent holes and where other golfers might be. Now, let's talk about the most important word in golf: safety. 4. This is the universal warning shout in golf, and knowing when and how to use it could literally save someone from serious injury. You yell 4 anytime your ball is heading towards another person, whether it's someone in your group, someone in another group, or someone working on the course. You yell it loud. You yell it immediately, and you don't worry about being embarrassed. It's much better to yell 4 for a ball that ends up nowhere near anyone than to not yell it for a ball that could hit someone. And here's how to yell 4 effectively. Take a deep breath and shout it as loud as you can. 4. Point in the direction the ball is going if possible, and keep yelling until you're sure the people have heard you and taken cover. If you hear someone else yell 4, duck, cover your head, and look around to see where the ball is coming from. Don't just stand there looking confused. Golf balls can bounce unpredictably, so even if you don't see a ball coming directly at you, take cover anyway. Now, let's talk about positioning during other people's shots, because this is where a lot of safety issues arise, especially for beginners who don't know where to stand. When someone is hitting a shot, you need to be in a position where you can't be hit by their club or their ball. That means you're behind them and to the side, not directly behind them where you might get clipped by their backswing, and not in front of them where you might get hit by the ball. But it's not just about being in a safe position. You also need to be in a position where you're not distracting the person hitting. That means staying out of their peripheral vision and being far away enough that they're not worried about hitting you. Here's a good rule of thumb. If the person hitting can see you without turning their head, you're probably too close or in the wrong spot. Move further back or to the side until you're clearly out of their line of sight. And please, for everyone's safety, pay attention to what's going on around you. I've seen too many people get so focused on their own game that they wander into dangerous positions without realizing it. Always be aware of who's hitting, where they're hitting from, and where you are in relation to them. Let's talk about cart safety, because golf carts might seem harmless, but they can actually be quite dangerous if not operated properly. First, golf carts are heavier than they look and don't stop as quickly as you might expect. Drive at a reasonable speed, especially on hills, turns, and near people. I've seen carts flip over, I've seen people thrown from carts, and I've seen carts roll over into water hazards. Don't be cavalier about cart safety. On hills, keep your feet inside the cart and hold on. Don't try to get out of a moving cart, even in a slow-moving one. If the cart starts to tip, don't try to jump out. You're more likely to get hurt that way than if you stay in the cart. Be especially careful around greens and tees. Many courses have rules about how close you can drive to these areas, usually around 30 to 50 yards. This isn't just to protect the turf, it's also to avoid distracting other players. And here's something that drives greenskeepers crazy: driving carts in wet areas or places where they'll cause damage. If the course says cart path only, that means cart path only, not cart path mostly or cart path when convenient. Repairing cart damage is expensive and time consuming. Now let's talk about some general behavior guidelines that keep everyone safe and comfortable. When someone is preparing to hit a shot, be still and quiet. Don't walk around, don't rustle through your bag, don't drop clubs. Even small movements and sounds can be incredibly distracting to someone trying to concentrate on the shot. But here's the balance. Don't be so worried about disturbing someone that you freeze like a statue either. Golf is a social game and people expect normal, considerate behavior. Just use common sense about timing. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Know where other players are, where you are, and what's happening around you. This isn't just about safety, it's about being a considerate playing partner. If you're walking and carrying your bag, be careful not to hit other people with your clubs. I know this sounds obvious, but when you're pulling a club out of your bag or swinging it around carelessly, you can easily clip someone who's standing nearby. Here's something specific about fairway behavior. When you're looking for balls or just walking to your next shot, be aware of adjacent holes. Don't walk into other fairways where you might be hit by balls from other holes. And don't distract players on other holes by walking through their line of sight. If you do find yourself on the wrong fairway, either because you hit your ball there or because you're helping someone else look for a ball, be extra careful. You're in someone else's playing area and they might not be expecting you to be there. Let's talk about what to do if someone actually gets hurt, because while it's rare, it does happen. If someone is seriously injured, unconscious, bleeding heavily, or complaining of severe pain, call for immediate help. Most golf courses have emergency procedures and can get medical help quickly. Don't try to move someone who might have a serious injury. For minor injuries, cuts, bruises, minor sprains, most pro shops have basic first aid supplies. But again, when in doubt, err on the side of caution and get professional help. If someone gets hit by a golf ball, even if they seem okay, encourage them to get checked out. Head injuries in particular can be tricky. Someone might seem fine initially, but develop problems later. And here's something about golf course etiquette that relates to safety. If you hit someone with a golf ball, you need to immediately go check on them and apologize. Even if it was a complete accident, even if you yelled fork, you still need to make sure they're okay and take responsibility for what happened. Now, let's talk about some situational awareness that goes beyond just safety. Be aware of the pace of play around you. If the group behind you is hitting their shots and you're still walking up the fairway, you need to be aware that balls might be coming your way. Be aware of maintenance workers on the course. These folks are just trying to do their jobs and have the right of way. If you see maintenance equipment or workers, give them plenty of space and don't hit balls in their direction. Be aware of wildlife. Many golf courses have birds, squirrels, maybe even deer or alligators depending on where you're playing. Don't feed the animals, don't try to pet them, and give them their space to do their thing. Here's the bottom line on safety and on-course behavior. Use common sense. Pay attention to your surroundings and always err on the side of caution. Golf is supposed to be enjoyable, and it can't be enjoyable if people are getting hurt or feeling unsafe. The vast majority of golf safety is just about being aware and considerate. Don't hit balls towards people, don't stand in dangerous positions, drive carts responsibly, and pay attention to what's happening around you. Master these basics, and you'll not only keep yourself and others safe, but you'll also demonstrate that you understand how to behave appropriately in any golf setting. And that's exactly the kind of reputation you want to build, whether you're playing for business or for pleasure.